Okay, so I'm in my new car and I'm as happy as a pig in muck, except it's totally clean and lovely in here. And I'm starting to make it my own. I've got all sort of bits and pieces down here now. These are getting filled up with bits and bobs and stuff like that. And I'm absolutely loving the Apple CarPlay, it's brilliant. Okay, so I'm having a break from work and it's been fairly sort of quiet morning. It's going to be very busy over this weekend because we're having lots and lots of VW vans. All of these vans are going to be descending upon us, about 300 of them, and they're going to be taking all these spaces in the campsite and basically sort of I'm going to be crazy sort of running around the whole sort of the whole weekend, booking people in the reception, showing people to the places and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to be mad, crazy busy. And at the end of the weekend, when Sunday comes, I'll be glad to get that over and done with and go home and enjoy my day off on Monday because I'm going to really need it. So what else is going on with the car? Well, I went out for a drive last night after I'd been at home for a little while. I had a chance to rest after my drive into and out of Barcelona. And I just wanted to try out a few things and just have a play with the car and to get the feel of it and just enjoy it really, you know. So I left the house and I went up the hill a bit to the top of the sort of hill that's around the back and where the forest is by us. And then I went off out towards Llagostera and then came back sort of down through the main road. So once again I could try out the ProPilot Assist. And I do love ProPilot Assist, it works really nicely. It's very good at seeing the car in front and slowing down. It's really good at keeping me within the lane. You do have to kind of be aware and keep your hands on the wheel all the time, just in case it decides that it wants to sort of maybe not do quite as good a job as it should do. Mainly on sort of like when there's a bit of a tighter corner, so it's a good idea to keep an eye on that. Also, I noticed that when you're going past where there's a bit of a junction where you're going to be pulling off to go off to some place, but you're not pulling off, you continue on the main road, then you need to just you know, keep an eye on the wheel just in case. Just in case it thinks that it might be a good idea to go off on the to the side rather than going off where you want to go. But I haven't that's not been a problem, and it's been sort of fairly easy to sort of deal with that. This morning when I was coming into work, I don't know what I did. Somewhere along the line yesterday when I was doing some testing, I must have switched off the ProPilot Assist, because when I was coming to work this morning, I pressed a button on the steering wheel, the blue button with the little sort of ringy things. Well, I pressed that button to be able to put in the ProPilot Assist, and all I got was cruise control. The intelligent cruise control, mind you, but it was only cruise control. There was no lane assist. There is another button which is down on the set of 6 buttons down to the left of the steering wheel. I think maybe there was one of those buttons there that I need to press and get it back working again. I mean, obviously, I'm still sort of finding out all these things, see how things go, and get used to how it all works and everything. I am loving Apple CarPlay. As I say, I'm just sitting here having a bit of lunchtime break in a moment, and one of the things I like to do is to plug in my phone and use the speakers coming from the car rather than the speaker on the phone, so I can listen to a podcast or listen to some music or whatever, and that works a whole lot better. In my previous car, what was happening is I'd plug it in there, and say I was listening to a podcast, it would always say, "Okay, you want to listen to some music?" I go, no, I don't. So then I'll have to go to the podcast application and change it over and messing about. And today when I did it, it realised that I was listening to a podcast before I got into the car, and it said, "Okay, you want to listen to a podcast, let's continue." And that's exactly the behaviour that I was looking for. I've had people congratulating me on my new car. One or two sort of taking the mickey and saying, "Oh, well, be careful where you're parking, you're going to have someone put a scratch on it or something." They're only teasing, but they've been nice to me really, you know. One of the guys, he's very interested in electric cars. He gave me some details of a thing called OVE. It's AUVE, which probably is Association something or other Vehicles Eléctricos. So there's a group of people in Spain here that are interested in electric vehicles, and I've joined that. And there's a WhatsApp thing as well where people, actually this group, the WhatsApp group, is just for Nissan Leaf owners. So I put my photograph in there and my car that I took when I was out by the beach yesterday, and I'll put it into this video as well. You know, a lot of congratulations and people sort of saying, "Oh, that's a really good looking car," and it is a beautiful car, absolutely love it. And I parked it right by the beach, my favourite beach in St. Paul, and so people were saying how much they love that particular sort of background. Because in the background you can see the sea, you can see a bit of the bay, and it was a moonlit night, and it looks lovely. Still got a couple of more things to do. I've got to set up the thing I need inside the car to get me through the peages where I'm going down to Barcelona. I don't want to have to sort of stop and take a ticket or stop and pay for the ticket. I want to be able to just pull in there and have it beep and the barrier rises. I've got that on my Clio and it's really good. I don't know if I can swap that from my Clio onto this one here. It'd be handy if I could actually, because then I just need to register a new car, an electric car with that, and then I'll be able to go through for free as well. So that'd be good and good. And then the other thing I need to do is I need to go to the site where I register the car for the free electric charging in all of the chargers, the fast chargers all around Barcelona and Girona. There's 3 of them in Girona that I can use. I mean, obviously you don't want to use fast chargers, you know, if you don't have to. It's better to charge up with the lower rating in type 1 or type 2 type of charge. Last night, because I'd drained the battery out down to about 42%, I got home from Barcelona with 59% left, and then I went travelling around a bit and just sort of trying that car some more, and that brought it down to 42. I thought that took a chunk out fairly sort of, you know, because it was only a local sort of trip. But then I was going up some hills and stuff, so maybe that's why it used a bit of juice there. I did set up the Nissan Plus thing so that I'm connected to the app, and with that app I'm able to see some of the information about the trips I've made and the charging. The other thing, yes, I need to sort out is the Leaf Spy. I've got the Leaf Spy, and I've got a cable so I can plug it in as well. So the idea is that this is the cable I'm going to plug in. There's one female and one male thing here. So one of these goes into the bit down underneath the steering wheel, and then the ODB2 socket plug goes in there, and I have that here as well. So here's my ODB socket. Let's just take it out of the box. An unboxing live, well, nearly live. This is okay, so here's the ODB. This one here is this one's a male one, so this one has to go into the hang on, so it goes into the female, that goes into there. So then this will go into the bit underneath, and then I'll connect up the application. Because there's a bit of flat cable here, I'll be able to tuck this in underneath the thing there and have it so that it's always there. I think it's set so that it will just come on when I need it, when I connect it with Bluetooth, and that'll be kind of cool. There's a bit of information in there. I don't think there's much. There's a bit of LE Link Quick Start. This is the LE Link one that was recommended by the Leaf Spy one there. They was, I think it was €30 for this and a bit of money for getting it sent to me. But it's the one that was recommended, so I don't mind spending the extra money, even though I did see that there were ones I could have bought that would have worked out at maybe, well, €8, €10, whatever. But it looks like it's a good one, this one anyway, and so I want to plug this in, set up the application. I'll be able to keep an eye on what's happening with the car, with charges and everything else using Leaf Spy. Anyway, so that little beeping that we heard there is the fact that my lunch break is over, and so it's time for me to put my toys away. Oh, my toys! In fact, I've got one big toy here with this Nissan Leaf. I absolutely love my new Nissan Leaf. It's gorgeous. From the outside, the red of it is beautiful, and from the inside, it's just plush. It's luxurious, and I love it. And I'm as happy as a piggy muck, like I said before. Anyway, this is Dave Allen talking about my car and waffling on a bit, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye now.